In the world of advertising, there's this constant tug of war between being creative and, well, actually making money. But one man, David Ogilvy, he pretty much settled the debate. He built a whole empire on a single powerful idea. And that's what we're going to break down right now.
We sell or else. I mean, that was it. That was his whole philosophy. No fluff, no messing around. For Ogilvy, advertising wasn't some kind of high art. Nope, it was commerce. It had one job and one job only: to sell. And this one idea, it's the foundation for everything that's coming next.
So you gotta understand, David Ogilvy was not your typical suit and tie ad exec. His journey started in the crazy high-pressure kitchens of Paris. Then he sold cooking stoves door to door. He learned discipline from chefs, and he learned what really persuades people from housewives. This was real-world stuff, not some fancy degree. And it gave him this incredible insight into what actually makes people buy things. And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? We live in a world of TikToks, AI, endless scrolling, so does advice from the golden age of print and TV even matter anymore? Well, let's put his wisdom to the test and find out.
All right, so first up, let's get right into the nuts and bolts of Ogilvy's method. These are his fundamental, non-negotiable rules for making an ad that doesn't just get seen, but actually gets results.
So get this, Ogilvy's research showed that 5 times as many people read the headline as read the body copy. The headline is the ad for your ad. If it bombs, you've just wasted all your money. That's why his rules are so direct. You have to promise a clear benefit, you have to use the brand name, and you have to be specific. Forget about trying to be clever. It's not, our soap is good. It's, Dove soap makes your skin 25% softer in just 7 days. See the difference? That's what sells.
Ogilvy was a genius because he just got how people's eyes move across a page. Your eye goes to a great picture first, right? That picture needs to tell a story or make you curious. Then your eye goes to the headline, which has to explain the image and make a promise. And only then, if you've really earned their attention, will they bother to read the text. He even made his print ads look like magazine articles because he knew it was smarter to work with a reader's habits, not against them. Okay, this right here might just be Ogilvy's biggest, most game-changing idea: positioning. He argued that before you even think about writing a single word, you have to answer some big questions. What problem does this product solve? Who is it for? And maybe the most important question, what do they actually care about? See, positioning isn't about your product's features. It's about the space it takes up in your customer's mind.
So let's make this real. Imagine you're trying to sell a new shampoo. The research tells you that your customers really, really care about sustainability. So what do? You don't sell clean hair, you sell a connection to their values. You lead with natural ingredients that are kind to the planet. The product isn't just on a shelf anymore. It's positioned right inside the customer's belief system. That's the magic of great positioning. And hey, this stuff isn't just for print. The same logic totally applies to television. Ogilvy's rules for TV were just as simple. Grab their attention in the very first second. Show, don't just tell. If your cleaner makes a stove spotless, show the grease vanishing. And, this is key, reinforce the message. If the voiceover says 50% stronger, then you better put 50% stronger in big letters on the screen. You use every single tool you have to make that sale stick. Now, a great ad is never ever created in a vacuum. For Ogilvy, the final work was only as good as the relationship that produced it. He absolutely believed that the partnership between the client and the agency was the ultimate secret to success.
I mean, this is just pure, no-nonsense business advice, right? Don't get wowed by some flashy presentation. Look at the actual work that's out there in the real world. Who's making ads that you respect? Who's getting real results? And that bit about a long-term contract? That is classic Ogilvy. He knew that great advertising comes from a deep, trusting partnership, not just some one-off project. And here's the other side of that coin. Ogilvy is basically saying that it's a two-way street. If a client is difficult, wishy-washy, or just plain disrespectful, they're going to stifle creativity and get mediocre work. It's that simple. But if a client is a real partner, if they're clear about their goals and they respect the creative process, they will inspire an agency to do its absolute best. The quality of the ad is a direct reflection of the quality of the client.
Okay, so all these rules work for everyday stuff like soap and cars. But do they hold up when you're not selling to an everyday consumer? What about selling to another business, or advertising your entire company, or even trying to promote a cause? Now, this is a really important shift in thinking.
In the B2B world, the sales process can be super long and complicated. The ad's job isn't to get someone to click buy now. No, its job is to make this salesperson's job possible. It's all about generating leads, building awareness, and making your company look credible so that when a salesperson finally makes that call, the door is already open.
So, Ogilvy pointed to this research from McGraw-Hill that calculated the average cost of a single B2B sales call. And that's factoring in everything: travel, salary, all of it. That cost $178.
Now, look at this. That same research found that the cost to reach that exact same person with an advertisement was just 17 cents. That is the incredible power of B2B advertising. It is just a ridiculously efficient way to do all the groundwork and make those super expensive sales calls actually count.
And for charities and nonprofits, the game changes once more. You're selling an idea, not a product. So the main goal is awareness. A single ad is probably not going to make the phones light up with donations, but what it does is make the public aware of the problem. It primes the pump. So when a fundraiser calls or a letter arrives in the mail, people already know about the cause and they already care. It sets the stage for future success.
So after all these tactics, all these rules, what's the core philosophy? What's the one big lesson that makes Ogilvy's wisdom last? Well, it all comes down to one final, really powerful idea. Now this is one of Ogilvy's most famous and brilliant concepts. He said there are two types of people in advertising. First, you have the poets. These are the creatives who just love beautiful, artistic, award-winning work. Then you have the killers. The killers are focused on one thing and one thing only: results. They see an ad as a tool to grow market share and make a profit, period.
And there it is, the punchline. For Ogilvy, the goal was never to be just one or the other. True genius is in the balance. You absolutely need the creativity and artistry of the poet to grab attention and connect with people's emotions. But that creativity must always serve the ruthless, results-driven purpose of the killer. Because beautiful work that doesn't sell is, in his eyes, a total failure. Ultimately, when you boil it all down, everything we've talked about rests on this one simple, powerful belief. Ogilvy's entire philosophy is built on a deep, profound respect for the customer. He believed they're intelligent, they're savvy, and they can't be fooled. That's why research is so critical, so you can understand them. That's why your promise has to be crystal clear, so you can be honest with them. All his rules are just ways to communicate respectfully and persuasively with an intelligent human being. And so I'll just leave you with this question. In an age of algorithms that can tell us exactly who to target and what to say, it's pretty easy to be a killer, right? Just focus on the numbers. But in that process, have we maybe lost the poet? Have we forgotten the actual art of persuasion? Ogilvy's wisdom would suggest that to truly succeed today, maybe more than ever before, you have to be both.